Hi everyone. So I want to do a brief overview of how we're going to use Blackboard and then also a brief introduction to ALEKS as well. Okay, so when you first come onto Blackboard, you'll go on to courses, and you can pull up your course, which is Intermediate Algebra. So we'll start there. Okay, and then let's kind of go through everything we have for the course. So under announcements, I don't have any announcements posted yet, but this is where you're going to see any major announcements. You should also receive an email about the announcement as well if I post them. So you can either check your email or you can regularly check the announcement page, but I would check both just to be safe. Okay, then we go to information. Okay, and here we have all the information that we need about the course. We have our syllabus, which we went over in another video. We have our pacing guide, which I talked about. And then we have a link to a video on our class introduction as well. So hopefully you've watched that by now, but if not, you can go and watch that there. The next thing I want to look at is our course materials. So here, this is where I'll start here by talking about the videos. If you go under the videos tab, this is where you are going to find all of our videos for the semester. Okay, and so I'm going to have them organized by week, and it would be expected that you would watch these within the week that they're supposed to be watched. Okay, but you can do them on your own time. So let's click here. Again, we have the class introduction. Again, let me have a few topics that I've already uploaded, and I'll be uploading some more later today as well if you'd like to go and look at those. Okay, and these are going to take you to a YouTube video for each of these. And most of the videos that I'm going to post are going to be somewhere between 3 and 10 minutes long. I'm going to aim to try to keep them all at no more than about 10 minutes, but definitely no more than 15. Some of the topics just take a little more time, and it just is what it is. But the vast majority of them I would expect to be between 3 and 10 minutes. I figured I would organize it this way because it's a little easier for you to look at the topics that you want to spend more time with, and maybe move a little faster to the topics that you already know that you have a pretty good grasp on, right? Instead of having me post 2 or 3 hour-plus long lectures, I figured it'd be better if we do individual topics. If you have any feedback on that, or if you prefer a different method, I'm always open to suggestions throughout the semester. So just email me if you have any thoughts. But yeah, so that's how we're going to be doing the videos for now. I'm not going to do a lot with the discussions tab. That may change, but if I do, I'll give you guys plenty of notice, and I'll let you know for sure. Grades, you can go here and you can see your grades for the semester. I don't have anything in here yet, but I will shortly. And I'm going to try to have like a running tally of your current grade in the class with everything considered in here as well. So you should be able to see that at any point. And yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to need for how we're going to use Blackboard. But let's go back to course materials and let's look at ALEKS. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see with ALEKS is a little financial aid code here. So when you first click on ALEKS, it's going to prompt you to pay for ALEKS, basically, right? So you can either go to the bookstore and you can get a code there, or you can purchase a code on here. But this financial aid code, what it does is it gives you 2 free weeks. Is what it does. Okay, so it effectively gives you 2 weeks to kind of figure out your financial aid situation, right? Whether you need to get some money, whether you're waiting for financial aid to come in, or whether you need it just gives you extra time to find the money to get the access to ALEKS. I don't know the exact cost, but like I said before, I don't think it's too bad. But if that's an issue for you, let me know. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. This is one of those things where I can't bypass this even if I wanted to. So you do have to purchase this at some point. There's just no way around that, unfortunately. So, but this does give you 2 additional free weeks to do this. So you'd put this financial aid access code in, and that will give you 2 free weeks at the beginning. But within that, but once those 2 weeks are up, you will lose access to your account until you get the code for the whole semester. So let's click on this. Okay, and yours will look a little different when you first pull it up on here. But I'm going to switch over into something called student mode real quick. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to allow me to show what it's going to look like for you when you first pull up. Once I click this here, what's going to happen here is that it's going to show you what's going to look like for you when you first pull it up, okay? So we're starting here. All right, so you've just purchased ALEKS, or you've just put in your financial aid access code, and you are ready to get started with your homework, okay? So the first thing it's going to do is going to give you a brief overview on what ALEKS is, okay? This is what we call a mastering program, and what it does is it does more than just give you homework assignments every week. It does a lot to actually help you master the material. There are things I like about ALEKS and things I don't, but this is actually one of the things I do like. It helps you move past stuff that you already know quickly, and it forces you to spend more time on topics that you don't know as well. And I think that's a really good thing for learning mathematics. Okay, it helps you to not spend a lot of time on the stuff you don't need to spend a lot of time on, and it forces you to spend more time on the things that maybe you're having a harder time with. So I think that's a good thing, even though it can be annoying. So the first thing you'll get is a little tutorial here. Okay, so let's take the little tutorial. I won't do all the details with it, but just going to show you what it looks like. It's going to show you just kind of how to enter stuff here, and then it'll give you different little tips on how to navigate ALEKS as a whole. So I would recommend that you go through that, because ALEKS does have some little intricacies that can be kind of annoying. So I would recommend that you go through and try to learn exactly how ALEKS wants you to input everything. Okay, skip this tutorial as well. Congratulations, we've completed the tutorial. Okay, and the next thing you're going to see is something called the knowledge check. Okay, and it's going to make you click a bunch of stuff, but this is extremely important, and it's also extremely important that you do this very soon. So I'm going to say that several times throughout this video, but do this thing very soon. I'll explain why here in a second. But the initial knowledge check, what this does is it gets a good idea of where you're currently at in terms of your knowledge of algebra. Okay. And it's very important that you take this seriously. Not just that you do it soon, but that you take it seriously. There's a couple reasons for that. The first reason is that if you already know the material, it's actually going to pretty greatly lessen the amount of homework that you're going to have to do, at least in the beginning of the class, and then possibly throughout the whole semester, right? If you already know a lot of the material and a lot of this is review for you, you're probably going to have a little less homework than someone who might need to do a little more practice with it. And on the flip side, if you don't know very much, it's gonna get a good idea of what you need to work on more. Okay. So it's very important that you take this seriously, and that you do your best on it, okay? Because you don't want to have more homework than you need to have. But two, on the other side of it, it's important that you don't cheat on this. I'm never gonna know if you do, okay? I'm not gonna monitor this. I don't have any interest in knowing if you do or don't, other than that I want you to succeed in this class. But if you cheat on it, it's going to take a bunch of stuff off of your homework that you're going to need, and that will come back to bite you come the midterm and the final. Okay, so if you cheat on this and you convince this thing that you know the material and you don't have to do the homework for it, you're not going to have seen it, and the final and the midterm are going to come around, and you're going to have a really hard time. So I would just recommend that you take the time to sit down and do it. I think it takes about an hour maybe to sit down and do the initial knowledge check. But let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Okay, so we'll start let's see. Yeah, it tells you it's important that you have to take this. Have a pencil and paper ready, okay, and don't get help from other people. This is not for a grade. So if you don't do well on this thing, this is actually only to help you. So if you cheat on this, you're only hurting yourself, okay? So it's not going to hurt me. It's only going to hurt you. So I would encourage you to do your best on this. Let's start the knowledge check, okay? And then we can go through and we can solve some of these problems. But I'm going to skip this for now. I'll leave that for you to do. And I'm going to say we have a moderate knowledge of the material here. Okay, nice. Here's our results. Okay, and what this is each of these shaded parts here, each of the parts with colors in it, it's going to show you the stuff that you already know. Okay, so each of these represents a different area that you need, that you either know or maybe need to work more on, and that's great because it gives you a good overview of what we have to do in this class and all the topics that are associated with it. Okay, So let's move forward now. Okay, and it'll give you some more things to click on and look at, and you can go through and do all of that. Get more with the topics. Okay, so you can also look at your timeline. This shows you how much you've accomplished and when you've accomplished it. That's good to see as well. You get a week by week view of everything. And then you can do something called Start My Path. And this is where you'll start the homework, okay? And it'll pull up the first topic that you need to work on, and you'll get a good overview of what the topic is. And I would recommend reading through this, even if you've already seen it. It doesn't hurt anything to read it again. And then you start your homework, and the idea is that I believe it wants you typically to get 3 in a row. Okay, I think that's how it works. Okay, so if you get 3 in a row, or I don't know exactly the algorithm it has going here, but it wants you to get a certain number of them correct without making any mistakes, and then it deduces that you've actually understood the topic. Okay, and you can always put in your answers. You can practice it, and then you check your answer. You can go back and you can get the explanation again, and it'll explain for you how to do this exact problem that you're doing. Now that will, I think, count as a strike against you for this one problem, but it will help you to get a better understanding of what's going on here. Now, having said that, I said strike against you a second ago. I want to make it very clear, once you've completed the homework, let me back up a little bit. This homework is for completion. Okay, this is important to understand. It doesn't hurt you at all in terms of your grade to get problems wrong on here. It's, as a matter of fact, I think it's good when you get problems wrong, because it shows you it shows you how to do it. It helps you to understand where you are with things. So it doesn't hurt you in terms of your grade to get problems wrong. It just wants to see you complete it. So your grade for this homework is going to be based on completion, not based on how many you get right versus how many you get wrong. That's very important. Okay, so let's say you finished all of your homework for the week. You think you're good to go. Eventually, though, ALEKS is going to give you another knowledge check, and it's gonna see how well you've understood all of the topics that you've covered in your homework. And if you do well on the knowledge check, then it'll go ahead and put it in the mastered section of your pie. And what that means is that you won't necessarily have to see it again. Okay, once you've mastered a topic, it's done. If you don't master the topic, it'll put it back in your homework of things to do. But it is also important to note that, again, because this is completion-based homework, once you've completed it the first time, it's done. Okay, your homework is done. So if it puts it back into your pie for you to work on later, but it puts it back into your homework for you to work on later before you can move on, that's not going to hurt your grade either. It's that you're not going to have to go back and do it again for a grade, but you will have to go back and do it again in order to move on. So hopefully this is a good overview of all of what we're going to be doing in ALEKS and a little bit of what we've done on Blackboard. If you have any questions about this at all, please feel free to shoot me an email or reach out to me. Come visit me during office hours. I'd be happy to help you get this stuff set up if you need any help with it. Have a good day, and forward to seeing you in the next video.